HAL Tejas or LCA Tejas is an Indian multi-role fighter aircraft designed and developed by ADA and HAL. ADA is short for Aeronautical Development Agency and HAL is short for Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. Tejas is the result of the LCA program started in the 1980s to replace the Russian-origin MiG-21 aircrafts. It was given the name Tejas by the late Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Kota Harinarayana was the original program director and chief designer for the Tejas program. The goal is to make Tejas the primary platform for air operations by Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy. Different variants are currently in the works, namely Tejas Mark 1, Tejas Mark 1A, Tejas Mark 2, and the Tejas Naval variant. An interesting fact is that Tejas Mark 2 will actually be of medium weight category because of the heavier engine, more weapons, and stronger body to support these additions. By 2008, 70% of the LCA's components were being manufactured in India. Tejas, being a multi-role fighter, can support air superiority operations, among other operations, namely attack operations, fighter-bomber operations, interception operations, interdiction, lead-in fighter training, striking, and tactical operations. Now coming on to some background and the current state of the Tejas program. The first Tejas IAF unit, number 45th Squadron IAF, the Flying Daggers, was formed on 1st of July 2016 with two aircrafts. Initially stationed at Bangalore, 45th Squadron was later relocated to its home base at Solur, which is in Tamil Nadu. The squadron has 16 Tejas aircrafts currently operating. Group Captain Samrath Dhankar is the current commanding officer of the Flying Daggers. Here also an interesting thing to note is that the 45th Squadron is not a newly raised squadron. It's been there since 1957. Initially comprising of the Vampire fighters, the squadron later comprised of MiG-21s and now comprises of the Tejas fighters. Talking about the Tejas aircraft design and specifications, Tejas Mark 1 is fitted with the General Electric F404 engine. As Tejas is aimed to become the backbone of the Indian Air Force, it is imperative that it comes with a state-of-the-art fight capabilities. Tejas has a glass cockpit fitted with a head-up display and two multifunction displays, the modern avionics on the platform, and an effective vehicle pilot interface is also installed in the cockpit. The hands-on throttle and stick, short HOTAS concept, ensures the availability of all flight controls during adverse conditions. Tejas's fuselage is thin-walled and made using stiffened structure, thus making the aircraft light. Also, avionics are a crucial part of any aerial platform. Tejas houses a state-of-the-art digital avionics suite which can do fast computations, configurations, and self-tests, which gives a much-needed headspace to the pilot to focus on the human side of flying. Tejas is fitted with a lot of sensors and a high-tech GPS suite to help in-flight navigation and guidance. Equipped with an electronic warfare suite, it can jam and receive signals, which lends it a soft kill capability. An important question here is, what actually is soft kill? So every aircraft has a unique signal and the soft kill measures interfere with the signature of the host aircraft so that it can be protected from electromagnetic radiation and sensor-based weapons. Tejas has air-to-air, air-to-ground, and air-to-ship striking capabilities. It has 7 hardpoints. 6 of the hardpoints are fitted beneath the wings, and 1 hardpoint is fitted beneath the aircraft's fuselage. The air-to-air weapons include the Astra BVR-AAM, which is Beyond Visual Range Air-to-Air Missile, Wimpel R-77 missile, and R-73 missile. On the air-to-surface front, KH-59ME TV guided standoff missile and KH-59MK laser-guided standoff missile can be deployed to achieve any objective. A 23mm twin-barrel GSH-23 cannon is also mounted on the aircraft for minor fireworks. Tejas has a multi-mode radar, which enables track while scan and simultaneous engagement of multiple targets capability. It also provides ground mapping and look down shoot down capabilities, and Tejas Mark II will come with Uttam AESA radar, which is developed by DRDO. Coming to the landing gear, which is also developed by HAL, it is tricycle type, meaning it has two single inward retracting main wheels and a steerable twin-wheel forward retractable nose gear. As of 2019, 324 Tejas variants are required in the IAF, that is the Indian Air Force. Of these 324 aircraft, 16 Mark I with initial operation clearance (short IOC), 16 with final operation clearance (short FOC), and 8 twin-seater for training purposes are needed. Recently, the Defense Acquisition Council or the DAC has sanctioned a budget to buy 83 more aircrafts of the Mark 1A category. The remaining are expected to be of Mark II category, whose development is still underway. Development is underway for the naval version of the LCA, simply called the LCA Navy. LCA Navy is intended for operations aboard the Vikramaditya, as well as the Vikrant class indigenous aircraft carriers currently being built. Recently, the naval version performed a successful takeoff and landing on the Vikramaditya as part of its tests. The first LCA Navy prototype is called MP-1, and it performed the maiden ski jump as part of the carrier compatibility tests conducted at the Indian Naval Air Station INS Hansa in Goa in December 2014. Some adaptations performed in the LCA Navy include strengthening of the landing gears for the rough landings and installation of the arrestor hooks, which will engage with the arrestor wires aboard the aircraft carriers. The naval variant has a special flight control low mode through which the aircraft can perform a hands-free takeoff from the takeoff ramp. LCA Tejas is seen taking regular part in air shows and demonstrations around the world like Lima 2019, Aero India 2019, Paris Air Show in 2017, and the recently held Indian Republic Day Parade of 2020. Tejas has edge over its contemporary fighter of the same category that Pakistan has, namely the JF-17 Thunder in many parameters like total dry thrust, maximum load that it can take off with, radar cross-section, and minimum takeoff distance, but lags behind in parameters like empty weight of the aircraft and combat radius. Throughout its timeline, Tejas fighter has been the subject of many controversies as well. For example, in May 2015, the CAG of India issued a report highlighting technical problems with the LCA Tejas, mentioning inadequate electronic warfare capabilities, problems with the onboard radar system, and reduced internal fuel capacity, despite the long LCA program. Also, the production of the Tejas is not at the required pace, which may cause further reduction in the squadron numbers operated by IAF. Various reports have also highlighted the slow R&D of the aircraft, but the beautiful thing is that, contrary to its counterparts, Tejas has not seen a single crash since the program's inception. The cost of production is also high. However, the Indian government realizes that initial costs are always high, and they will be brought down in the future, which will make Tejas a viable and feasible backbone of the Indian Air Force and Indian Navy operations. With this, it's me taking a leave. Until next time, my friends. Stay strong, stay proud, and Jai Hind.